Hi there. Welcome to this News Revenue Hub and NewsMatch training on segmenting your audience. In this session, we'll explore how to customize your NewsMatch 2025 campaign by sending segmented appeals tailored to different groups of readers. We'll walk through best practices for segmentation, share ideas for audience groups to target, and show real examples of targeted fundraising appeals. Okay, let's dive in. To get started, let's review why segmentation is important in fundraising. First off, one-size-fits-all appeals often miss opportunities. Instead, tailored messages make an appeal feel more personal and relevant. And when a reader sees a message that reflects their behavior, their interests, or their giving history, they're more likely to engage and donate. Next, segmenting helps strengthen donor relationships and retention. When appeals reflect a supporter's relationship with your organization, whether they're a first-time donor, a long-time advocate, or a newsletter reader, it shows that you value them as individuals and not just names on a list. And finally, segmenting your list makes your efforts more efficient and effective. Rather than sending the same appeal to everyone, segmentation helps you prioritize the most likely potential donors so you can allocate your time and your resources, focusing on appeals for those groups. And that means better results and less wasted effort for you. Now let's dive into some segmentation best practices. First, we recommend you use first-party data like newsletter engagement or giving history to create your segments. Once you have those segments, the next step will be to tailor your appeals. Think about messaging and tone that would appeal most to readers in your segment. You can also customize things like send time, sender, and ask amounts. For example, in an appeal to an active recurring donor, you may have a more familiar tone and ask for a one-time gift, while in an appeal to newsletter subscribers who haven't yet donated, you may reference a recent popular newsletter topic and tailor your ask to speak to the frequency that they read and rely on your coverage. Another best practice that we recommend is to test and iterate. So each appeal is just a chance to learn more about what your donors and potential donors respond to. Whether it's trying out a higher ask amount, a different send time, or an entirely new format, you'll learn something new and make your next appeal even more successful. And then last but not least, start small. Even just segmenting your list into a few different segments can have a big impact. All right, now let's dive into some ideas for how you can get started with segmenting. So if you're new to segmenting, the core audience segments that you'll want to focus are non-donors, so people who aren't currently giving to your organization, active one-time donors, so folks who have given a one-time gift within the last year, active recurring donors, people who are giving recurring or monthly or annual gifts, and then lapsed donors. So these are people who have given to your organization in the past but aren't currently donors. And if you're already segmenting your appeals to those audiences, here are some additional ideas for groups that you could add. So first up, engagement-based segments. One of the easiest ways to uplevel your segmentation is to target readers based on their engagement with your journalism. For example, highly engaged newsletter readers who aren't yet donors are a great group to target with appeals highlighting the value you're bringing to them on a consistent basis. Next up, topic-based segments. These could be great to consider to highlight issues and coverage areas a subscriber cares most about. If you're an outlet that covers a number of different geographies, location-based segments could be a good opportunity for you. This could allow you to highlight specific community impacts, which can be a big giving motivator for folks. And lastly, participation-based segments could be a good fit for you if you're a newsroom that does events. So these people who have come to an event may be more inclined to donate to you after interacting with you in this way. Now let's walk through some examples of appeals that we've loved from some of the different segments that we've just talked about. First off, we wanted to highlight this appeal to non-donors from Bridge, Michigan. We love how it starts with an appreciation of the reader, makes a case for why support is essential, and highlights Bridge's fundraising goal. This appeal really makes it easy for a reader to understand that Bridge values them and needs their support. Next, let's look at this appeal to donors from Richmond's side. Everything about this appeal is crafted with the audience in mind. From the friendly tone to the explicit acknowledgement that this reader is already giving as a member to the CTA that, invites someone to chip in something extra. This appeal is really crafted to think about what a donor would respond to and really acknowledge that they've already given and that Richmond side appreciates that. Here's an appeal from Texas Tribune to one-time donors. We really liked this example because it's a great way to show how you can craft a message to a specific segment. As you can see, Texas Tribune is asking folks to upgrade their giving with a monthly or yearly donation. And this really speaks to the fact that they're asking folks who have already given to just deepen their support in this way. We love this example from Public Source that opens with the acknowledgement of the donor status and then builds a case for why Public Source needs their support. So this really is targeted for a lapsed donor, someone who has given in the past, and it's very clear to someone who's getting this message why they're getting it and then what they're being asked to do. And that's just really respectful of the donor and their previous contribution. And then finally, here's a fantastic example from the Trace of an appeal to highly engaged non-donors. So it clearly speaks to the value that the Trace provides to readers, highlights the need for support. So you can see that they're saying we don't charge for the access. We don't charge for access to the information our team doggedly collects, but the stories that you rely on aren't free to produce. It's a really clear statement of why the Trace needs support of readers and then makes that clear call to action. It's just really effective way to bring people into the fold, acknowledge the relationship they already have with you, and then just make the ask to deepen their support. All right, so that's it from us for now. If you have any questions about anything that we covered, please email us at hello@newsmatch.org. Thanks so much.